Question 21. How do you get access to services in private preview mode? Select the correct option. A. You cannot use private preview services. B. You must apply to use them. C. They are available in the marketplace. You simply use them. D. You must agree to terms of use first. This question tests your understanding of Azure Service Lifecycle phases and how access to private preview services is granted. Private preview is different from public preview. It's a restricted, invitation-based phase for early testing. The correct answer is B. You must apply to use them. Azure services in private preview are invitation only and require customers to apply for or request access from Microsoft. Access to private preview features is given to select customers for early testing and is entirely controlled by the Azure product team. You can request access through several channels: contacting Azure support, engaging with the product team through webinars or events, working through your customer success account manager, CSAM, or submitting support tickets. Once access is granted through invitation, you can typically use the private preview services through the standard Azure portal. There is no dedicated public forum or marketplace where private preview services are openly available. You must be invited or approved by Microsoft. Why the other options are incorrect? Cannot use private preview services, A, is false because customers can use them after receiving an invitation or approval. Available in Marketplace, C, is incorrect because private preview services are not openly available in the Marketplace. They require invitation-based access. Agree to terms first, D, is partially true but incomplete. While you do need to agree to terms and possibly NDAs after being granted access, the primary requirement is that you must apply or be invited first. Quick memory tip. Remember, private preview equals apply or invite only. You must request access or receive an invitation from Microsoft's product team, unlike public preview, which is widely available. If this video is helping you, support us by hitting the like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Question 22. An organization that hosts its infrastructure in A can decommission its data center. Select the correct option to fill the blank. A. Public cloud. B. Private cloud. C. Hybrid cloud. This question tests your understanding of cloud deployment models and their impact on physical data center requirements. The key phrase is decommission its data center, which cloud model allows an organization to completely eliminate its on-premises data center infrastructure. The correct answer is A. Public cloud organizations that migrate to public cloud can completely decommission their on-premises data centers because all infrastructure is hosted and managed by third-party providers like Azure, AWS, or Google Cloud. This eliminates the need for physical hardware, facility maintenance, cooling systems, and power infrastructure, resulting in significant cost savings. Why the other options are incorrect? Private cloud, B, requires maintaining your own dedicated data center infrastructure, preventing decommissioning. Hybrid cloud, C, combines on-premises and cloud infrastructure, requiring some data center capacity to remain operational. Quick memory tip. Remember, public cloud equals exit your data center. Only public cloud lets you fully decommission, since the provider owns all physical infrastructure. Question 23. How can the IT department use biometric properties such as facial recognition to enable delivery drivers to prove their identities? Select the correct option. A. SSO. B. Conditional access. C. Multi-factor authentication. D. Azure policy. This question tests your understanding of authentication methods that use biometric properties like facial recognition. The key is identifying which security mechanism incorporates biometric factors for identity verification. The correct answer is C. Multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication, MFA, uses biometric properties such as facial recognition as an authentication factor to verify user identity. Biometric authentication represents something you are and can be combined with other factors like passwords or OTPs to create secure multi-layered authentication. Why the other options are incorrect? SSO-A enables users to access multiple applications with one login, but doesn't specifically implement biometric verification. Conditional access B controls access based on policies and conditions, but isn't the mechanism that implements biometric authentication itself. Azure Policy D enforces organizational standards and compliance on Azure resources, not user identity verification. Quick memory tip, remember, biometrics equals MFA factor. Facial recognition and other biometric properties are authentication factors used in multi-factor authentication. Question 24. You are planning to deploy several Azure virtual machines. You need to control the ports that devices on the internet can use to access the virtual machines. What should you use? A. Azure Key Vault. B. Application Security Groups, ASG. C. Network Security Group, NSG. D. Microsoft Entra ID, Azure AD. This question tests your understanding of Azure Network Security Services for controlling inbound traffic and port access to VMs. You need a solution that filters network traffic and controls which ports are accessible from the internet. The correct answer is C. Network Security Group, NSG. Network security groups, NSGs, are used to filter inbound and outbound network traffic to Azure virtual machines by controlling which ports and protocols are allowed or denied. NSG rules let you specify port ranges, e.g., 80 for HTTP, 443 for HTTPS, 3389 for RDP, source and destination addresses, and actions, allow, deny, to secure VMs from internet traffic. Why the other options are incorrect? Azure Key Vault, A, stores and manages secrets, keys, and certificates, not network traffic or port control. Application Security Groups, B, group VMs for easier rule management but don't directly control ports. They work with NSGs. Microsoft Entra ID manages user identities and authentication, not network traffic filtering. Quick memory tip. Remember, NSG equals network security, group equals port control. NSGs act like firewalls to control which ports devices can use to access your VMs. To get the free PDF or mock test, comment PDF or mock or both. I will share the downloadable link within the next 24 hours. Question 25 is the process of verifying a user's credentials. Select the correct option to fill the blank. A. Authorization. B. Authentication. C. Federation. D. Ticketing. This question tests your understanding of fundamental security concepts related to identity verification. The key phrase is verifying a user's credentials, which security process confirms who a user is. The correct answer is B, authentication. Authentication is the security process that verifies a user's credentials, username, password, biometrics, etc., to confirm their identity before granting access to systems or resources. It's the first step in access control that establishes who you are by validating the information provided against stored credentials. Why the other options are incorrect? Authorization. A determines what an authenticated user is allowed to do or access, not who they are. Federation, C, enables single sign-on across multiple organizations by sharing identity information, not the basic credential verification process. Ticketing, D, refers to token-based systems, like Kerberos tickets, used after authentication, not the verification process itself. Quick memory tip. Remember, authentication equals who are you. Authorization, what can you do? Authentication verifies credentials to prove identity.